All right.
Shalom, shalom. Back again another day to give all praises to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash.
another day to come out here and do the work of the Lord and give praises to the supreme powers of heaven and earth, Yahweh the Father and Yahweh Shai the Son, who the world ignorantly calls God and Jesus. All right, and of course through the Holy Spirit. And we also want to give double honors and salutations to the elders and apostles and all the elder bishops, all the men that labor in this truth, the prophets, the hopeful elect of the 1/3, the true bloodline biblical Israelites. Okay, this is who we're out here for the chosen, for the few, for the elect. You know, so today's lesson is going to be going into Jacob's trouble and the siege. That's going to be the topic today, the siege. Okay, the world is under the siege of the wicked, the so-called white man, the biblical Edomites. Can we just hit that Jeremiah 30:7 real quick? Somebody, Martinez probably, because I know them brothers is
It says 7:21, right? 7 Chronicles.
Yep, and 22.
That is Jeremiah 30:7. It says, "Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it."
Yeah, Jacob is the patriarch, father of, okay, the Negro, Latino, Native American man. Okay, as well as the Israelite foreigner Gentiles that look like the heathen nations as well. The true biblical bloodline. He is the father. He had 12 sons, and out of that, you got 12 separate nations that go back to Jacob. Okay, and the tribes are in trouble. Okay, why? Because they have turned their face against their own power, which is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, the one you ignorantly call God. They've turned their back on the Heavenly Father, okay, that actually gave them that inheritance as being the Israelites, the sons and daughters of the Most High. Okay.
Let me go to verse 5 because it's the context of it. This is Jeremiah 30 and verse 5. It says, "For thus saith the Lord, we have heard a voice of trembling and of fear and not of peace. Ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness."
Yeah, we're gonna get there, but shit, now that slipped my mind. Damn, we're gonna get to that point, but let's start with the word besiege. That's the title of the lesson. What is a besiege? We're gonna give you some examples today. All right, what a siege was. The ancient. Why are these niggas so goddamn loud? Black women, of course. You know, the Romans in ancient times, which the Romans were the biblical Edomites. Okay, the natural born nemesis or adversary to the biblical Israelites. Okay. They were known for besieging. Besieging was a common thing in the ancient world, and now through this technocracy, the so-called white man's technocracy that he's trying to establish through this NWO, this New World Order, to bring in the mark of the beast that Revelation the 13th chapter brings out, which is the RFID chip. Okay, he's gonna besiege the world again. He's gonna cut off the world. Okay, so we're gonna tie all these things together to show you how, you know, what a modern day siege is. Okay, and contrary with because sieges always happen in the ancient world. That's a natural tactic of war that you people know nothing about. So what was we in?
You want to look? I got the besiege.
Oh yeah, besiege. Yeah.
This is the definition of besiege: surround a place with armed forces in order to capture it or force its surrender. Lay siege to. Crowd around oppressively, surround and harass.
Surround and harass. So it's kind of like jail, right? What does a jail do? They got fences up with barbed wires, cameras, surveillance. Okay, guard towers, niggas with guns, keep them niggas in check. You know what I'm saying? Keeping them in and keeping them from coming out. You know, so let's get Luke 19, and where it talks about, let me see what verse that is. Luke 19, and the Lord said they shall build a trench about
43.
Yeah, okay. We're gonna start with this.
I got it here.
Okay.
This is the book of St. Luke, chapter 19, and verse 43. For the day shall come upon thee, that thine enemy shall cast a trench about thee, and compass thee around, and keep thee in on one every side. Salaki, let me reread that. And keep thee in on every side.
Now, trench. Focus on the word trench. Can we get that? Because I'm gonna time. We're gonna hit this real quick. We're gonna time together. Somebody open up Revelation 13, the mark of the beast, the word mark. So look at the word trench. We're gonna look up the word mark. It shares the same word. Now, my Tanakh, Baba Shah, you can look up what the word trench means.
This trench in Luke 19. It says, okay, yeah, trench, karax, a pale or stake, a palisade or rampart, pales between which earth, stones, and timbers are heaped and packed together. Yep.
Look up the Baba Shah. You don't even look this research. Look at the word rampart and palisade.
It says a military mound for circumvallation in a siege.
Yeah, so a military mound, which can be either a wall tower with guard towers on the top, like you build a wall, and then you have guard towers, which gives you an advantage, you know, put your troops up on the tower, and then circumvallation, you entrench around the city. So in the ancient world, what they would do is, okay, let's deal with trench again. A trench can also be, you dig like, okay, you're gonna have a wall right here, right? But before it, you're gonna dig a trench going down. So if the enemies wanna come in as a flood, first, they gotta go down into that trench and then come up like this. Man, you hitting them with arrows, you stone, you burning them, you know? So it builds like a barrier, a fortification, you know? And with this digital technology, digitally, they're going to set themselves on high. They're going to set these elite, the super elite, biblical Edomite, the so-called white man, are going to set their nest on high to try to deliver themselves from the power of evil, as it says in Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, while everybody else is circumambulating, you know? So, Karax right there, and read that again.
This is the book of St. Luke, chapter 19, and verse 43. For the days shall come upon thee, that thine enemies shall cast a trench about thee, and compass thee around, and keep thee in on every side.
See, now hit that mark of
Yeah. Okay, this is Revelation 13 and 16, and for the word mark, I was going into, in the Greek is a charagma, and the definitions is a stamp, an imprint and mark of the mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand as the badge of the followers of, it says, the Antichrist, the Mashiach, the mark branded upon horses, thing carved, sculpture, graven work.
Yes. So in the ancient world, it was called an awl, meaning a branding. Like, you know, some people in fraternities, they'll take on a firebrand, or they'll take on tattoos to mark themselves as, look, I belong to this frat or whatever, you know. Well, the so-called white man wants to brand you like cattle. He wants to take the chip out of the technology and put it in you and make you his property. That's what the mark of the beast is. And this is why the Lord sent his prophets forth to warn you, okay, not to take that chip, because there's going to be a judgment for taking that chip. But the so-called white man is going to deceive you and force you into taking that chip. And that's what you dumb peons don't understand. You got all these Edomites out here, you know, championing the government for rounding up these immigrants. Well, guess what? They're gonna come after your white ass too. You everyday so-called white people in this society, man, you might as well start digging your grave, because the super elite, they're not here to protect you. Okay? All they're doing is selling you a dream. Okay, you got nothing but colored people that surround you in these cities. When these people figure out what the government, okay, that these so-called white government officials is planning on exterminating them, they're gonna take it out on you everyday so-called white people, and your guns ain't gonna save you, man. Donald Trump is not gonna send a goon squad to come save your wicked ass. racist pieces of shit, man. The Lord gonna be with our people in this time too to destroy you everyday so-called heathens, man.
And especially here in California, if you go down south, down Texas, they hate you liberals, man. You know, you everyday white people who, you know, try to sympathize with the colors of this country, they really hate you guys, man. I seen a video where this girl was like, what would you rather do, date a liberal or date an immigrant? She struggled, but she said she'll date an immigrant, you know?
And back to the point, Revelation 13, the mark, the word for mark also, when you exhaust that word charagma, is karax as well. You know what I mean? So Luke 19 and 40 of the verse, the brother said 43. In Revelation 13 and 16, the word mark and trench is the same word. So the Lord was warning us, read that Luke 19 again, Baba Shaw.
This is the book of St. Luke, chapter 19 and verse 43. For the days shall come upon thee, that thine enemy shall cast a trench about thee, and compass thee around, and keep thee in on every side.
Jacob's trouble, okay? Martial law. All right, the extermination of you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. And it's going to be justified because you're wicked as hell. The Most High is going to exterminate you. This is why we're showing you these, this is only the beginning. ICE is being nice to you right now. Okay? It's going to get to the point where these devils going to just flat out shoot you and your kids. You Negroes too. This is what the so-called white man wants to do with you dumbass tribes, man. Okay? Because you will not hearken to the words of the Lord. Just a nation of whores, prostitutes, okay? Thugs and faggots, man.
If I can say, yeah, this is why what are you starting to see? They're starting to mobilize military presence in you tribes neighborhoods now. LA, they still got the National Guard out there. You know, I think the National Guard and the troops, they was at MacArthur Park regulating shit.
Military now, I think.
You know, they really sending the military out there, but it's what they doing right now. They're conditioning you people to get used to going outside, seeing military trucks. Get used to seeing soldiers walk around your cities. Get used to checkpoints. Get used to certain parts of the city being cut off by the military.
Circumvallation. Can you just look up that word real quick? That was one of the definitions for karax, for besiege. You know, there's another scripture in Isaiah 24 that speaks about that too. But they're getting you used. Remember during the pandemic, they was moving around all these military trucks and shit, and on the trains, and people were saying, "Oh no, that's conspiracy. That's not that." What you think they was doing? They was moving everything in a position, okay, for these times when they got, okay. And see, the so-called white man, he has a lot of blacked out military persona that don't have no badges. They didn't got no fucking badge number with no name on it, man. That's why these guys are wearing masks right now. He got hired mercenaries that are set up just to exterminate. Okay, when you go back to the Afghan-Iraqi war, the so-called white man was hiring contractors, mercenaries. You know what I'm saying? And they would go out. They was getting paid like what, over $200,000 to go out. They wasn't on the front lines like the army and stuff, but they would go in and just do hits. They was getting paid big bucks. Private security, that's what they was called. You know, and they show you a lot of this in these Purge movies. The Purge Forever was telling you, so-called white men want to exterminate you Mexicans.
And that was a foreshadowing of today. People watched that movie and didn't even put that together. Now look where we at today. The Mexicans are in trouble. But in the Purge movie, that was the whole plot. Get the Mexicans out of here.
And where are you Mexicans that's supposed to be so thug? Where you at? Because everybody's sticking their chest out.
Lefty Gunplay. Well, Lefty Gunplay, he's running around still trying to be some goddamn get money, get rich nigga.
Yeah.
That's where a lot of these Latino thugs is at. They still trying to be this get rich, get money nigga. You know what I mean? But I mean, they supposed to be protecting the barrio. I mean, you know what I mean? Ain't you niggas supposed to be stopping ICE from coming to grab your auntie and coming to, disrupt your neighborhoods? You niggas is nowhere to be found. Coward ass, bitch ass niggas. All right?
And Esau, the white man, is purposely hiring a lot of brown-skinned troops right now, like ICE agents, just to hide his face. So you without the Bible, without the prophets, without the Spirit of the Lord, you Jakes are just, you're going downhill. You have no hope because on every end, this devil is set up to deceive you. You're just not gonna get it. Oh, see, it ain't the white man. This is actually brown people that's coming to get us. No, the white man wants you dead, and you Latinos love this fucking devil. So it's gonna be good for you, all right? When he puts you to death, man.
I got that word.
You Negroes too, man.
Circumvallation, it says, refers to the act of surrounding something, often a place or a besieged area with a defensive wall or fortification.
Yeah, it's gonna be like a time like never before. The so-called white man see, this is a spiritual war. We tell you that in the book of Ephesians. This warfare is spiritual, but it's gonna get physical. But see, you gotta be tapped into the spirit. You niggas don't have no spirit. You got the spirit of Satan on you, which just means the adversary, but you don't have the devil. Okay, his spirit is to deceive. Okay, but you're deceived. Okay, but you don't have any wisdom. You don't have any foresight, man. That's why the prophets, the word prophet literally means foresight. You should be listening to us because the so-called white man is doing things in the spirit, and it's hard to figure it out if you don't. Okay, if you ain't got the map, man, which is the playbook, which is the scriptures. The Lord gave us an advantage, man. You know, so all of these policies, you know what I'm saying, that the so-called white man is spewing. You sitting in front of the news, you know, looking at the white man with a suit on. He's telling you what he gonna do here, what he gonna do there, what's gonna change. He's gonna take away benefits. Okay, he's privately coming at the poor, seeking to destroy the poor. That's why he's taking away all these government benefits. Okay, he's setting up all of these policies to jail you niggas. Okay, the so-called white man needs to be in jail. It needs to be exterminated. Okay, thus saith the Lord, and it's gonna happen too.
Because remember how they started off? I thought this was about get the violent immigrants out of here, the ones that just recently crossed the border. Now look at the narrative now. Now it's anybody who just, you know, your skin is about as dark as a brown paper bag. You're in trouble. You know what I mean? They coming after any Latino. You know, grabbing 80-year-olds, grabbing Jake right off the job. I thought, you know, if this was about grabbing the violent, shouldn't you be finding these niggas like in a meth lab somewhere?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Shouldn't they already be in a meth lab planning for nuclear destruction or something? No, they going to goddamn fucking Walmart, grabbing the nigga pushing baskets. They grabbing him right off the fucking job site.
And you
know?
And you MAGA nigga, all you average everyday heathen, you citizens, you Asian, you so-called white people, you cheering it on. You don't understand. This is a playbook to come get your stupid ass. And see, what you don't understand, the Israelites really are the majority. We're not the minority. And we are a rebellious people. We some rough ass people. All right, when our back, like right now, Jake is asleep, they stupid, they don't know what's going on. But once Jake figure it out, Jake will go out with a bang. They gonna fuck you heathens up, man. They gonna crack your head open in the middle of the street, man. That's how our people get down, man. You see how these niggas are, they'll do some shit and just, man, I go do a bid in prison, nigga.
They don't care.
Nigga don't care, nigga go do 30 years. You heathens not built like that. And then be in prison shaking niggas and putting them to death. You weak ass heathens, man. So it's gonna all backfire on you stupid motherfuckers, man. You know?
I got something for you. I looked up on ChatGPT. I put, how did the Romans besiege Jerusalem? It says the Roman siege of Jerusalem in 70 CE was a brutal and highly organized military campaign led by Titus, the son of Emperor Vespasian. Right? Here's a breakdown of how the Romans besieged the city. I'm not going to get it all, but I'm just going to get a couple things that they did. It says outer walls breached, right? Internal faction fighting, where it says Jewish defenders divided among zealots and others were not unified, which weakened resistance.
Like, real quick, let me speak on that.
Go ahead, yeah.
That was a part, I did a lesson on that. That was another part of the tactics of the Romans to use division. You know, and you can say the walls being breached is, you know, the Israelite community has been breached spiritually.
Right.
All of this division, all of these fractions of Israelite men and women that believe different philosophies, different doctrine. You got our women, they believe in feminism. You got certain Israelites that's thugs. You got other Israelites that want to be businessmen, but nobody's focused on building the house of the Lord spiritually. We should all be on one accord, calling on the name of the Lord and calling on Him to get us out of this situation. So it's complete division, and we're not even talking about the rest of you people. You know, so there's a spiritual besiegement and a physical.
It says another tactic they used was starvation and disease, and that's coming next for you niggas. All right, they're gonna. Well, it says it right here. It says with the city sealed off, food and water ran out, leading to mass starvation.
And that's only the beginning.
Yep.
So let's hit these points because I got another example.
Let me just get one more point because it's right here, just real quick. It says psychological warfare.
Oh man.
Yeah. So
Woo!
they working all of that on you tribes right now. That's psychological warfare on you.
My people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. Look, doctrine is everything. The word doctrine just means what you learn. When you come out your mother's womb, you're like a clean sheet of paper. Everybody starts off as a baby, not, you don't have no language, you don't know words, you can't formulate a sentence. From the time you a very small child, it's all about what doctrine you're presented. And that's why our people are destroyed. Because for one, they don't have the doctrine of, the generations past, we haven't taught our children and instilled the ways of the Lord in them. But then you're born into an evil, wicked world that the so-called white man is over. And he's just feeding you false doctrine from childhood, false doctrine, Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, okay, evolution, Darwinism, natural selection, the woman.
The Epstein list. That's the new one
Yeah.
right now.
Epstein list. The woman is over the man. Being dark-skinned is ugly. All of these different doctrines got our people fucked up in the head. He's telling you what a man is, okay? A man is a guy that has a nice car and big muscles and, okay? That's just something he pulled out his ass. You got to come back to the scriptures to figure out what a man is, what a woman is, okay? That's why everything is out of course. The doctrine is not being kept. The ordinances of the Most High is not being kept. Now you people are starting to suffer for it. So let's I just want to hit the points that I had you brothers hold in the beginning. And then we're going to get an example of the times throughout history that our people are constantly being besieged because these nations hate us, man. Since the beginning of time, see, you Negroes, you think everything started with slavery. No, these heathens have always envied our people. Because before slavery, we wasn't at such a low estate as we are now. Okay, we're the fathers of civilization, man. Okay, and these devils are able to run around the earth with their cognitive dissonance and whitewash every damn thing. So let's get that.
Leviticus.
Yeah.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 26, and verse 32. And I will bring the land into desolation, and your enemies which dwell therein shall be astonished at it. Astonished at it, Salakia.
It's the Lord saying this. This is all. Everything is the workings of the Lord. The Lord is bringing these devils against you, because you're going to suffer to the point where all you're going to do is be able to cry out to the Most High. But guess what? A lot of you, He's going to put it back in your face. He's going to say, forget you. Proverbs, the 1st chapter. But some He going to have mercy on, just like He had mercy on us, to go out and do His work in return for safety and providence.
Verse 33. And I will scatter you among the heathen, and will draw you out a sword after you, and your land shall be desolate, and your cities wasted.
Woo! See? He said He's going to scatter you among the heathen. Where are you Israelites at all around the world? You mingled all among these Arabs. North Africa, okay, them Arabs is persecuting you, beating you up. Over here in America, you being thrown in these prisons. You mixed up in all these cities. No unity among our people. You know what I'm saying? At all. Our women, they with the heathen. These niggas, they all for the so-called white man, but they destroying each other. What did it say? It said the Lord gonna draw out a sword after you. So now we're getting to that point. That's why we opened up with Jacob's trouble. Okay, your lover shall despise thee. I forget how the scripture said, but you have this infatuation with the heathen, but guess what? They never liked you. It's all about drawing you out so that you could be separated from the Most High. Okay, just like when our people was building that temple, okay, after coming out of the exile of the Babylonian captivity, when the Persians took over, they let us go back to our homeland and they gave us money and everything, let us build. We was all in one mind, one accord. And then what they did, they got jealous and, hey man, they over there building, man. We gotta stop that, because if they continue to build, man, they gonna rebel against everything. They gonna just serve their power and be on high. You know? So that's what these nations want to do. They want you to be a thug. They want you to chase money. They'll give you the bag. They want you to be a homosexual. They want you to be in Hollywood. You know? They want you to do everything contrary to the Most High. We get ready to point that out.
Verse 34, then shall the land enjoy her Sabbaths as long as it lie desolate.
Oh, so that was it. Just read that top part.
This is the book of Leviticus chapter 26 and verse 33.
All right.
And I will scatter you among the heathen, and will draw out a sword after you, and your land shall be desolate, and your cities waste.
Our land is desolate. The heathens have parted our land over there in Judea. Joel the 3rd chapter, I believe, Ezekiel the 26th chapter, or Isaiah the 26th chapter. You know, it's desolate. It's a desert because the true people are not there. You know, it said we'll be scattered among the heathen. We're supposed to all be together. We're supposed to be dealing with one another, tribe with tribe, marrying tribe, building up community, keeping the Sabbaths, keeping the high holy days, breaking bread. We don't need, we got the temple, we got our own treasury. We paying tithes bringing the first fruits. That way ain't nobody gonna be poor. As a nation, we just be on if we keep the ways of the Lord. But we ain't on now. We gotta go to the enemy for the one of all things. You know, you hit that, my brother.
Second Chronicles.
Yes, sir.
This is the book of 2 Chronicles 7 and 21. And this house which is high shall be an astonishment to everyone that passeth by it.
That's how these people look at us. We're in astonishment. Can we look up the word astonishment? Baba Kashar, I know we're doing a lot. See, these nations, man, they won't say it in our face. But they get on the comment board, they comment board thugs, you know. But when they get around to Jake, they quiet in the mud, because they know Jake will bash their teeth in. You know, but they're astonished by us. They just make mockery of us.
Well, I got the word astonished. So the word astonished, to stun, strike senseless, to stun, to daze, to deafen. Astonishment, a state of being amazed or shocked with wonder.
Yeah, a state of being, a state of being amazed or shocked. When they look at you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, they're like, damn, why are these people so goddamn stupid? And destroyed, man. Okay, because being an Israelite, you have a responsibility, okay, to have the word, okay, to be linked with your power, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Otherwise, you're nothing. You're a bastard. Because every nation has their own God. They have their own thing. They got their own way. But when it comes to our people, they're rebellious. So you have the highest form of power in the earth, but you ain't even connected to it. So now you're going to be double the degenerate, man. You got Big Mama putting on spandex now.
That shit, Big Mama at the club.
Yeah.
Big Mama at the club trying to get a 20-year-old.
Yep.
You don't see the Asian, you don't see no Asian 65-year-old in the club trying to get it popping. You know what I mean? Twerking and shit. You know, our nation is completely fucked up and destroyed, and that's exactly what these other nations, when they look at our people, they like, how could them niggas be out there? They so great at basketball, they so talented, but at the same time they so stupid and poor. What's wrong with them? Not connected to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. That's what's wrong with our people.
That's right. Can you start it over and just finish those two verses, Baba Shah?
This is the book of 2 Chronicles 7, starting at verse 21. And this house which is high shall be an astonishment to everyone that passeth by it, so that he shall say, why hath the Lord done thus unto this land, unto this house? And it shall be answered, because they forsook the Lord Yahweh of their fathers, which brought them forth out of the land of Egypt, and laid hold on other gods, and worshipped them, and served them. Therefore hath he brought all this evil upon them.
Woo, see? Now we're going to link that up with Judith real quick, because we're going to get to Judith in a second. But can somebody get Judith 5 and 17 and go all the way to the young bottom? because the elite, see, the so-called white man, they're a nation divided. The house of Satan is divided, as the Lord said. So what they do, even among the Edomites, the so-called white man, the elite, they won't even share with the rest of their family members on the earth. You know, so the everyday so-called white people, they don't know this information, but the elites, they know who we are. They know. Why do you think there's been such campaigns for decades now to feed you Israelites with violence, toxic music, BET, which is nothing but the black woman being a promiscuous, okay? All of this wickedness to deceive you, Jakes, into being toxic people, to be against your power. Now you don't even believe in God no more. The average Jake is going after Satanism so they can get the bag. And that's why you're a bunch of fucking emotional, homosexual niggas in the streets and you just dropping like flies, man.
Lord is shortening you niggas' years.
Yeah, he's shortening your fucking years. Now let's read that in Judith, man. The Lord is angry against you niggas, man. You niggas are not getting ready to do nothing but get put to death out here, man. That's what you don't understand, man. That's where this thing is going, man.
This is the book of Judith 5 and 17. And whilst they sinned not before their power, they prospered, because the power that hated iniquity was with them.
Yeah, so this is Achor, you know, a messenger in the book of Judith, because you had Nebuchadnezzar, who sent forth one of his captains, it's hard pronouncing his name, Holofernes or something like that, to go and take Judea as a spoil. And so they had to come grab up one of the messengers of Moab to say, you know, get a little info on the Israelites. Like, hey man, what's up with these people? Like, what are they about? What are they about? They're in their God, you know. You know what I'm saying? So Achor was telling, okay, the captain of the guard, like, look, if these people, when they connected with their power, bro, you can't do nothing to them. You know, read that one more time, real quick, just straight through.
This is Judith 5 and 17. And whilst they sinned not before their power, they prospered, because the power that hated iniquity was with them.
Yeah, the power that hated iniquity was with them. When we came out of Egypt, we was in captivity, but we repented under Moses, you know, and then the Lord brought us into a land flowing with milk and honey. We didn't have no police, okay? See, you're oppressed, man, you know? So the goal is to come back to your power. And you got niggas like Adam 22 set up to come through to the black community and re-stir up that gang culture and further divide our people when they're supposed to be hearkening to the words of the prophets. Yes, continue.
This is back at Judith 5 and 18. But when they departed from the way which he appointed them, they were destroyed in many battles, very sore, and were led captives into a land that was not theirs. And the temple of their power was cast to the ground, and their cities were taken by the enemies.
Yeah, you Jakes you're not winning nothing. You're not winning no battles. The only battles you winning is with one another, killing each other, because you know the brother that look like you is the weakest link. You're not going up to the so-called white man system and making no dents. You know, you're just looking around you, trying to find some sort of masculinity because you've been conquered, because you're not with your power, man. The Heavenly Father is angry with you, man. Continue.
It says back at Judith 5 and 19. But now are they returned to their power, and are come up from the places where they were scattered, and have possessed Jerusalem, where their sanctuary is, and are seated in the hill country, for it was desolate. Now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any terror against this people, and they sin against their power, let us consider that this shall be the ruin, and let us go up.
Oh, keep going.
And let us go up, and we shall overcome them.
Yeah, so the heathen know that. These everyday so-called white people don't know that. Okay, they're being put up into a trick bag too by their own government. They don't know that a sword is getting ready to come after their ass while they chanting down our people. Okay, but guess what? He said that see, these elites know. Look, if we get these Israelites to the point where they're just a wicked and a vile people, that we could come up against them. They'll have no backing from on high. Because our people see the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. We don't need guns. The Heavenly Father just do some shit that you can't even imagine and have our enemies be destroyed like that.
Are you guys talking about what's going on in Palestine?
Not right now.
No, not
right now.
Yeah. So you know what I'm saying? What does the so-called white man do? He's seduced our people into smoking. He gave you blunts. He gave you what you call that?
Black and
Black and miles.
Wow,
On the surface, it don't seem wicked. Why? Because the so-called white man, he give you a Newport commercial. You know, have a bad woman on the side,
Movies
and then there's no judgment for that. The Lord don't come out the sky and beat you over the head when you put that in your mouth. Okay? But hey, that's what the scriptures say. Because how does it say it? Count slackness?
I know what you're talking about. I
I forget how it is in there. It is in the heart of men to do evil, because judgment is not speedily executed.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, but you're not going to get away. This is why we're coming into the times where you Jakes, man, you're going to be questioning what's going on, because there's going to be a sword after you. There's going to be death and genocide after you, man. And you're wondering why the so-called white man and these systems are targeting you. It's the Lord, man.
If I can say real quick, see, right now, we telling Jake, oh, it's a sword after you, but Jake is still waking up, going here, getting pizza, fucking around, going to the beach. But when you go back to like Nazi Germany and them Israelis, they knew a sword was after their ass. You know what I mean? Like the Holocaust, when them Germans was hunting them niggas down, they knew a sword was after them. It's gonna get to that point with you Jakes where you gonna firmly understand that the so-called white man is out for blood against us. It's not gonna be no more debate. It's not gonna be a gray area. You gonna know. You gonna go out. You gonna have to warn your children before they leave the house. You gonna have to give them all sorts of different preparations to be safe, because you know that this is the time where Esau is running around like a madman, killing anybody. You know what I mean? That's the times we coming into where it's gonna be evident and known that you niggas is in trouble.
And he gonna have colored faces after you. That was another attribute of Rome. They used auxiliary forces, meaning that they just grab motherfuckers from other nations. All right, look, we can take some of you Arab niggas, we take some of you Persian niggas. We're gonna give you the sword. We're gonna pay you off real nice, and then look, you do our bidding. You know?
And Antiochus did that.
Oh,
Because
yeah?
he said he had power, but not by his own hand. He was paying mercenaries to help him in battle. That's why he was so powerful. You know, and the same thing is gonna go on today. You know?
Can we just? Was it any more?
You said you wanted to take it all the way down and stuff. Too.
Okay, yeah, just let's see. Yeah, just run through it.
This is Judith 5:21. But if there be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord now pass by, lest their Lord defend them, and their power be for them, and we become a reproach before all the world. And when Achor had finished these sayings, all the people standing round about the tent murmured, and the chief men of Holofernes, Salakia, and all that dwelt by the seaside, and in Moab spake that he should kill him.
Yeah, so they got mad at the council of Achor, and he was still an enemy. He was just telling Holofernes, look, bro, if you go do this, you better make sure that they power ain't with them, nigga, or your ass will be uprooted, nigga. Just like Antiochus, the Most High, that wicked nigga. Hey, the Lord made that nigga just rot from the inside out, to the point where just one day he just felt some pain and he started rotting and he didn't know what was going on. It got so bad that he started to notice worms was eating him from the inside out.
That nigga turned into Frankenstein, man.
Yup, he started stinking so bad that his men, his soldiers, they stayed away from him. Then he couldn't even bear his own smell. So that nigga rotted away, nigga.
And Holofernes, he learned that lesson, because remember the angels came and whooped his ass.
Oh, yup.
So he learned that lesson that, damn, yeah, when the Lord is with him. Because right here, Holofernes, he probably like a disbeliever, like, man, what you talking about, nigga? You know, I'm Holofernes, nigga. I'll
Was that
do what the fuck I
Holofernes
want.
that the angels came and whooped his ass? Or was
Yeah,
that-
I think that was him. Yeah, Holofernes.
It was somewhere within that time span, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who was that? Okay, but yeah, that's what happened. When them Greeks tried to come into the temple, the Lord sent some angels, some young looking angels, like young men, so-called black men, okay? And it said that they were decked out. They showed up in the temple and beat the nigga half to death because I think it was Onias. I can't remember who it was. One of the Greeks tried to go into the temple of the Most High
You know?
and
Oh,
rob.
no. It wasn't Heliodorus. It was Heliodorus.
Heliodorus.
Helio, my bad.
Yeah.
It was Heliodorus.
He tried to rob our
Sounds the
people.
same. Yeah, my bad.
And see, we was good with our people. We was good with the Lord at the time. So the Lord sent some angels. They would have killed them, but they beat him right on the point of death and spared him. And then the angels let the niggas know, like, look, I'm only gonna spare this guy because we got more work to do, pretty much. You know. So let's get an example in Egypt where they want to come after all the first Moses. They want to come after the firstborns.
Can I get something real quick?
Yeah.
Just run this down, because this goes into everything you just said. I'm gonna just run this down. Wait, real quick, you get it real quick. First Maccabees 1:43. Just go down real quick. Because
Okay.
you know when
Yep.
because this is what when the Grecian Empire got established, Antiochus, this is what he understood, and this is why he went hard body in making Jake defiled, because he understood this. You know what I mean? Because the time of Judith is before Antiochus came on the scene. So you got to think, the Greeks, they already had a whole bunch of information and knowledge that, okay, this is how we can get the Israelites to, this is how we can weaken them. We just got to get them away from their power. So when Antiochus, when he came with a full strategy to make sure Jake wasn't connected. And he started making sure Jake was defiled, and, you know what I mean, start getting into idol worship, eating pork.
Getting naked in the temple and having sex in the temple. He was
Yep.
setting him up.
He was setting them up, and that's what the so-called white man has done today. This is how you know Esau. He know who he is, because why does he go so hard body? We're the only nation he goes so hard body on introducing thug culture, be a whore, be a slut, be a homosexual. He don't do that with the Arabs. He don't do that with the Asians.
Jake wasn't doing group sex back in the day.
No. Hell
Three,
no.
these orgies. That's some shit. That's Roman, Greco-Roman culture. Jake is all about that now. Flipping the
Yeah.
bitch.
All that crazy shit, drugs and shit. You know, Esau don't introduce that to nobody but Jake. Go ahead.
This is the book of First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 43. Yeah, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion and sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbath.
Yeah, consented to whose religion? The so-called white man's. Because it was basically a new world order.
That's right.
When Antiochus, the Seleucid Empire, when they came against Jerusalem, it was a new world order. That was the new world order. Y'all gonna get down with this or else? Okay? So it says many consented to his religion, meaning you had a lot of sellouts of our people that said, oh, fuck it. I might as well just go ahead and give in. It's just too many of them. They're too big. They're too strong. All right, go ahead. Keep going on that.
Verse 44. For the king had sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah that they should follow the strange laws of the land.
Yeah, this is what causes our people to have that disconnect with Yahweh Shem Shai. These strange laws, these strange ideologies. Okay, now our culture is just full of, it's just Big Mama. That's all it is. Everything is predicated off Big Mama's mac and cheese.
Big Shirley, really.
You know what I mean? On Thanksgiving Day. You know what I mean? You know, it's some bullshit.
Because remember when Martin, when Cole,
Yeah.
everything revolved, Cole, that
Yeah.
nigga on Martin, it revolved around Big Shirley.
Yeah, it was Big
What did
Shirley.
Big Shirley want? And then
What she want to do?
she was breathing over him and shit.
Yeah, it's all about what she want to do. And it's niggas chasing pussy. That's all the Martin show was, niggas chasing pussy. That's what our men have become, and our women have become independent, ego-driven maniacs.
Yep.
All right, this was all by Esau's design. Keep going.
Verse 45. And forbade burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple, that they should profane the Sabbaths and festival days,
Keep going.
and pollute the sanctuary and holy people.
Yep, keep going.
Set altars and groves and
All the way to
chapels
49.
and chapels of idols, and sacrifice swine's flesh and unclean beasts, that they should also leave their children uncircumcised and make their souls abominable with all manner of uncleanness and profanation, to the end that they might forget the law and change all the ordinance.
That was the whole point. You know what I mean? To the end that they might forget the law and change all the ordinance, that our people won't be connected with Yahweh Bashim Yahushai again. You know what I mean? That right there is Jeremiah the 17th chapter, where it talks about we be discontinued from our heritage. That's it right there, to change the laws. You know what I mean? Because you got generations of that, right? And then you fast forward to the Roman Empire, that's when the Gentiles come about. That's where people get it confused, right? No, the Gentiles were just Jakes that were subject to this type of oppression for years. You know what I mean? And their kids got to go through it, and their kids got to go through it, kids. All right, so eventually, by the time the Roman Empire, yeah, Jake was looking like some other creature. You know what I mean? Jake was, turned out.
When the Lord came on the scene, during the time of the Romans.
Jake was turned out by that time.
That's why the Lord came to bring Jake back. Like, remember yourself.
Yeah.
He wasn't talking to the heathens. The Gentiles were Israelite foreigners that strayed away.
That's why he said, I came for the lost sheep of the tribe of Israel, of the tribes of Israel. The lost, because we was lost. Because we was inducted into this madness. You see? And then now look at today. Jake don't even, God is a fairy tale to niggas, man.
Jake don't wash no more.
Yeah.
The black woman wear a wig for 3 months. That's unclean, man.
Man.
No, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, nah, for real, man.
Jake don't bathe. Jake act like the white man now. Don't bathe for a week.
Yeah.
You know, you niggas are nasty now.
That wig shit, we still ain't got no proper explanation for that. Okay, why you black women are just out here wearing wigs, but that's a curse. That's what this shit do to you, when you let the so-called white man fully destroy you with his, and Jake consent to that religion. Okay, yeah, the black woman will be running around here with a wig on her head. That motherfucker been on her head for 2 months. Then she switch it out and go pay $600 at Sally's beauty supply, right? And then go stitch some more fucking hair in her head.
And see, this devil has got more subtle. He's the serpent. What he do now? Now Scientology, okay, science and all these things is a religion to you now. If you look on the coins in your dollar bill, it say something called a pluribus unum. The brother said that it was a part of this new world order. Okay, it's nothing new. Okay, the word of pluribus unum is Latin for all in one. The so-called white man wants a one-world religion where you just believe in his science. And under his science, you're supposed to be the monkey people, and he's more advanced. It's all fake. It's pseudoscience. Look at the word pseudo. Really, this devil is the cave people, okay, that needed to be civilized. When you go into his history, why do you think he calls himself a Caucasian? Because it goes back to the Caucasus Mountains where this nigga was wearing his drawers to this disintegrated. The nigga didn't even have a language. He was a Slav. He was a serf to the so-called black man in Europe, the Moors. We had to teach this nigga how to bathe, okay? But you listen to him, that was him over in Europe during the medieval times. Hey, we got all the receipts. That's why all these devils do, they just talk about it. Nigga, we could bring out books, nigga. The Moors wasn't just ruling Spain. They was in Russia. They was in England. They were the Vikings. That's another lie this devil done told you.
This nigga, he was the knight in shining armor. No, he was the fucking caveman. He was the myth in the forest.
And you got white
That's
people,
what he was.
so-called white scholars that bring this out. So let's debate with that. You devils are nothing but a bunch of thieves, and you're weak and faggots, man. The Most High getting ready to expose you devils on a global scale too, man. That's why you're being exposed in front of the world, man, as being evil, man. Them small hats over there, those are so-called white people. They ain't the Jews of the Bible. They're the same devils as you motherfuckers. That's why they exterminating you dumb motherfuckers. They're gonna exterminate you white people in America too, man. Because that's how wicked of a nation you are. You exterminate each other like the scriptures say, man. You wanna talk about black on black crime.
What about the Independence War? That was Edomite on Edomite crime, man. And that was some wicked ass shit. Niggas was just fighting for land, fighting their own slaves, fighting. I want these resources, nigga. So Esau, don't be sitting here acting like you just this peaceful. You know what I'm saying? This peaceful motherfucker, man. You's a goddamn maniac, nigga.
When you go into the history, you devils needed the so-called black man to help you construct America. The origins of America.
We were here
Before the
first.
what?
We're the tribe of Judah. We're the tribe
Oh,
of Levi.
okay, yeah.
We're the ones who was out here.
Yup.
We built
But
all this.
you know, you go into the first I forget his name. Before the first president, I forget this guy's name. He was a so-called black man. You devils always need Jake to get your shit started up. Then you whitewash the history. But I forget his name. It's right on the tip of my tongue. Where was we at?
You went to the when they was killing the firstborn Herod.
Oh yeah. Let's get them examples, man. These heathens. It ain't cause you black, cause your skin dark. It's cause they envy our people, man. When our people are in their right mind, we're greater than all these nations on the earth, as the scriptures tell you, man. So you know they have to, as the scriptures say, the righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, so the wicked seduceth them. And you Jakes don't realize what the fuck these devils are doing, because you're not attached to your power, man.
This is Revelation 12, and I'm gonna start at verse 4. And his tail drew the third part of the stars of heaven, and did cast them to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman.
Those 3 stars represent Judah, Levi, and Benjamin, the southern kingdom, the Negroid tribes of Judea, when they were still in the land before the Romans kicked them out in 70 AD. Okay, the dragon is the Roman Empire. Read that again.
This is Revelation 12 and 4. And his tail drew the third part of the stars of heaven, and did cast them to the earth.
Yeah, they casted our people down to the earth, 70 AD. This is how we ended up in Africa. They want to say, oh, you know, oh yeah, you guys are African, Africans sold Africans. No, our people fled, millions of our people fled into Africa, predominantly the West Coast, around those other dark-skinned nations, them Hamites. Okay, and those were the people that sold us out. Okay, fleeing from the dragon, from the Roman Empire. That was a part of prophecy.
It says, and the dragon stood before the woman, which is ready to be delivered, for to devour her child as soon as it was born.
Yeah, that's Yahweh Shai, who the word ignorantly called Jesus Christ. Okay, that's why when you get the account, when the Lord was born, they sent out messengers to go find, okay, who is this child that's getting ready to be born? Because see, the star represents, like you think about a celebrity, really our people are the real celebrities in the earth, man. You know?
And it says, verse 5, and she brought forth a man-child who was to rule all nations with the rod of iron, and her child was caught up into Yahweh and to his throne.
Yeah, that represents a span of history.
Yep.
Our Lord, when he returned, he gonna rule over these nations with a rod of iron and set us up too. We're gonna put you into slavery. Okay? Read that part again.
Revelation 12 and 5. And she brought forth a man-child who was to rule all nations with the rod of iron. And her child was caught up into Yahweh and to his throne.
Yeah, because when the Lord was put on the cross, then he came off the cross, he came back alive, and he came and shewed himself among his people to prove, like, look, I told you I'll resurrect. Okay, eventually he went back to the Father. Okay, and he's still alive, he's up there. He's just waiting to get the call to come and deliver us, you know?
That was it on that.
Okay, oh, that brother left.
Yeah, he went to the bathroom. I got a precept real quick. This is Lamentations 1, starting at 15. It says, the Lord hath trodden underfoot all my mighty men in the midst of me. He hath called an assembly against me to crush my young men. And that's what you see right now. The Lord is calling an assembly against the tribes right now. All right, that's what the whole ICE situation is about. These are an assembly of paid off mercenaries, okay, that are coming to, you know, pretty much kidnap you niggas, man, and you know, take you to Alligator Alcatraz, or, you know, put you in a goddamn cargo plane and just drop you off in the middle of the ocean somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
It's a punishment.
Yeah.
Habakkuk, just real quick, Habakkuk, I believe it's the 1st or the 3rd chapter, the Lord said he's established them for correction. What do you do with your children when they go off? You take out a belt and you whip them. So this is the only way that our people are gonna snap out of it, man. A nation full of what? Prostitutes, thugs, degenerates, faggots. How do you get a people to snap the fuck out of it? You chase them down with the fucking sword. That's the only way. There's no other way. I mean, you want to go to Jake and be like, hey, brother, read this scripture. Jake will look at you like, no, nigga, that's weak, nigga on bloods.
Because clearly Jake ain't gonna snap out of it. You know, hey, even during the time of Jeremiah, before the Babylonians came, Jake didn't snap out of it then. You know what I mean? So clearly Jake is not able to snap out of this madness on their own. You know, it's gonna have to take a divine intervention where the Lord is gonna have to send your enemy against you. That's the only way you're gonna wake up. You know what I mean? Like, hey, what the hell been going on? Well, nigga, war, prophecy is what's been going on, nigga.
And the main thing, these heathen know you they enemy. Yeah, they like to watch you dunk the basketball, and okay, but they know at the end of the day you the enemy. What the Heavenly Father said, He gonna call that to remembrance. You don't even know you got enemies. You don't know that these Edomites are your enemy, man. They're not with you. That's the dumbest thing. Now you behind enemy lines, not even knowing that this man want to kill you.
Right. I mean, all of that atrocious shit that the so-called white man did to you, Jakes, during chattel slavery. How do you just let that go? That was some evil, sinister, crazy madness, man, that he was doing to our people. I could never feel comfortable and be like, I forgive you. What the fuck you mean? This nigga was buck breaking men in front of his own family? How do you forgive some shit like that, man?
Well, that was the Lord punishing you niggas, man.
You know, this nigga, what this nigga do? This nigga take your child in front of you and with his bare hands and rip him.
Hey, what the scriptures say, we're gonna reward you double.
Yeah.
So everything that you devils did, man, just know that you're gonna get it double that. All right, when we get our hands on you, you're gonna get it double.
Yeah, the Lord don't forgive you niggas, man. You know, that's why, like you just said, we gonna get you because the Lord ain't forgave you.
Cause see, it's funny right now, but hey, see, when we get you, you're not gonna have no family.
Yeah.
We're gonna take your woman, we're gonna take your children, we're gonna put you to death every day. You know?
Auction blocks.
So hey, laugh it up. You know?
It says, verse, keep going, in 15, it says, the Lord hath trodden the virgin, the daughter of Judah, as in a winepress. For these things I weep, mine eye runneth down with water, because the comforter that should relieve my soul is far from me. My children are desolate because the enemy prevailed.
And this is why you Christians talk about salvation. Salvation from what? When you understand the true narration of the scriptures, the reason why the Lord is going to come back is to save our people from this time of trouble, Jacob's trouble, which really is you other nations' trouble too, because you other nations going to starve to death out here too. Where's that? Deuteronomy 31? Okay, you're going to get killed in the streets. Okay, people going to break in your house, put you to death. You're going to suffer all the things that our people going to suffer in these last days. So don't get it twisted, nigga. Okay, go on and max out your credit card, nigga, because you ain't going to be here that much longer.
You know, precept, just what you saying. This is Isaiah 34:8. It says, for it is the day of the Lord's vengeance and the year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion.
See that?
Yeah, it's the controversy. This is why the Lord, he's putting the belt to our people, but really this is about redeeming his people first and foremost, okay? Because of the torture and the atrocities that you other nations put our people, and that you still doing. All right, the scriptures talk about where it says when the Lord come back, we still gonna be in the enemy's hands. So it ain't like you niggas let us go and you let us establish ourselves as a nation. You still got our people confused and still eating KFC. This is what you niggas is doing. Why you ain't tell Jake, you know, who they power is at this point, man? You just gonna keep letting these niggas deteriorate so you can capitalize and make money off them? You see? So that's why the Lord gonna get you punk ass nations, man, because you sitting here acting like you the victim. I don't know what you're talking about. Every time you talk to a fucking Edomite, I don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean we put you in slavery? It wasn't me.
You're just in the hood being violent. Hey, well,
Yeah.
Jake been redlined since the beginning. Where else you gonna go but in the hood and do wickedness if you're redlined out of the housing market? Yeah, they let a few coons in there just to that false hope, you know,
Right.
keep Jake from rebelling, but ultimately you redlined out of every goddamn thing. At first you couldn't even play a hero in the movies.
Remember that?
Hey, the true Superman and X-Men really are the Israelite man, but who do they put in the movie? Superman, the white man. All of those ideologies come out of the scriptures. The X-Men, the Superman. Stan Lee said it himself. That's our people. When the Lord returns, He gonna give our people powers over these nations, man. You Edomites will never have power, man. This is your blessing right now. A weak ass gun and a weak ass missile. We're gonna be able to shoot laser beams and eviscerate your weak ass. Our people are already better than you, and they at their lowest state. Tell me I'm lying.
And like you were saying with that redlining, see, Esau made it to where, okay, you redlined us from everything, right? That's sustainable. But then if Jake do want to get it, Jake got to sell his goddamn soul. He got to start drinking blood and start murdering children. He got to get on that same wicked ass shit that you niggas is on.
You gotta be a homosexual.
You know?
That's how weak you faggot Edomites are. You gotta be a homosexual
So
to be
you can
famous.
feel comfortable around him. You
Yeah,
gotta,
so-
you gotta measure him down to you gotta turn a big ass nigga like Shaquille O'Neal into a faggot so that way you feel comfortable around him. You don't feel comfortable around him because you know a nigga like Shaquille O'Neal, that's a big black ass nigga. So he could walk in a room full of Edomites and he's hey,
Yeah.
hey.
Nigga like Terry Crews.
You know what I mean? Hey, excuse me. So they gotta make sure, okay, we're gonna make sure that he go ahead and, put this wig on so that way we feel a little better about ourselves. You fucking heathen is some weak punk ass niggas, man.
And the Lord gave you the blessing of the sword.
Yeah.
The only way you ruling is through the sword. You know, hey, and the Lord got us out here speaking this. This ain't all words. So keep laughing. You be looking at these devils, man, I be wanting to run up on you niggas, man. The time gonna come, though.
I got a pre. This is Zechariah 2:8. For thus said the Lord of hosts, after the glory hath he sent me unto the nations, which spoiled you. For he that touches you touches the apple of his eye. And that's how the Lord sees the nation of Israel, with the apple of his eye, man. So the Lord is going to repay Esau and these other nations back, because it wasn't just Esau. You had the Arab slave trade, which was just as gruesome, where they would castrate us because they wanted to trust us and to guard their harem and not mess with their women. So we're going to get you back for that. We're the Lord's holy people. Esau, Moab, Ammon. It's not just Esau. When you read the scriptures, I don't know, I can't remember that chapter. It lists the enemies of the Lord. Okay, so it's not just one nation. He gonna get it the worst because he was just the most diabolical. You know, like the brother said earlier, butt breaking. That's just a whole nother level. Yeah, we're gonna beat their ass in the kingdom, but we ain't gonna do the abominable stuff. We're gonna leave that out.
That's crazy, man.
Real quick, I was gonna get Judith and break it down and show you another example of martial law or a besiegement, but it was something else. Real quick, 1 second. Oh, here it is. You know what I'm saying? Can we get Isaiah 10 real quick? The staff that's in their hand is the indignation. You know, again, because I wanna tie this in. It's the Lord, man. You know, there's a spiritual fold to things, and there's a physical. Everything is manifest through the spiritual. Because Jake don't get that, man. You need to understand. You got Jake wicked as hell. This nigga 4 extra just blew off his hand. And you got niggas, I mean, some of the most vilest niggas. You know, they can do all this wickedness, but then on the same flip, oh, God is still with me. That's an oxymoron, bro. The Lord is against the wickedness that you Jakes are doing, man. This is why you getting killed in the streets like you are, man. God is not with you, man. You can't merge the two. You can't do evil and say, oh, God's still with me. This is why we're trying to drive it home, man.
Mm-hmm. This is Isaiah 10, starting at verse 5. O Assyrian, the rod of my anger, and the staff in their hand is my indignation. I will send him against a hypocritical nation, and against the people of my wrath will I give him a charge.
Yeah, the hypocritical nation starts with our people. We're supposed to be the Israelites, but we ain't living like it. The Assyrian, Judith, we're going to go into that, you know, because this happened over and over again through a span of history, you know. And what is the staff in their hand? Biological warfare, the poisoning of your communities, your minds, you know, the police shooting you in. You know what I'm saying? That's what, you know, these false philosophies. You know what I'm saying? That's what the staff in their hand is. To do what? The indignation?
It says, Isaiah 10 and 5. O Assyrian, the rod of my anger, and the staff in their hand is mine indignation.
Yeah, the rod of the Lord's anger. Again, like I said, when your child do something too much, and you got to correct them, otherwise they're going to get out here and get themselves killed. You get that rod and you whoop them with it. So the Most High is taking whatever is close to him, okay? Let me use that white man. That's a wicked ass motherfucker. Let me use that Edomite.
Perfect.
You know, it says it in Psalms, what, 13 and 17? The wicked, let me grab, the Lord said I created the wicked for the day of evil. Let me use that wicked ass nigga right there. That's a wicked motherfucker. Look, hey, go use him as a rod, man.
Like Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yep.
And that was the perfect, you know what I mean? The Lord used him, and who was he going after? He was going after Sodomites. So that was the judgment for the Sodomites. Let me get this nigga right here, and he gonna run around the city and murder Sodomites.
Yep.
You know, that's how the Lord get down. Sirach, the 39th chapter, spirits created for vengeance.
And don't-
Esau is a spirit created for vengeance.
Hey, don't think too high of yourself, devil. Because in this same chapter, let's see what the Lord said to you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, go down where it say talk about the axe that heweth therewith. The Most High is just using you because you're an instrument of destruction. But He don't need you real soon, because the kingdom on the earth is gonna be established. So what He gonna do with you? He gonna eradicate you devils too. This is why your country is going to shit. Because you're gonna fall with this country, man. The Lord's bringing this place down.
You want me to get the Hewitt part?
Yeah.
This is Isaiah 10 and 15.
Punk ass
Yeah,
nigga,
dude.
get out of here.
Stupid. Was there any more though? First,
Well,
see
yeah,
if there
well,
was any-
we can take it to 7 and then jump
Okay,
to
yeah,
15.
yeah.
All right. This is Isaiah 10 and 6. I will send him against an hypocritical nation, and against the people of my wrath will I give him a charge, to take spoil and to take the prey and to tread them down like the mire of the streets.
That's not what's happening throughout all these cities. Okay? The so-called white man got a system to where you're being trodden down in the streets anyway. But then, you know, like right now, he's starting with the Northern Kingdom. The Latin, the so-called Latin just, all right, and we're only in the beginning of this thing.
And look how these ICE agents is manhandling Jake too.
Yep.
They really manhandling you niggas too. They not, because you know the police, they go through that whole procedure. Let me read you your Miranda rights. Okay, I'm putting on the handcuffs. Are you okay with this? I'm not touching you. Them goddamn ICE agents is wrestling you niggas to the floor, putting your head in the ground. You know what I mean? Dragging you out the car,
Kicking your knees in.
kicking. You know what I mean? And you can only imagine the car ride to the detention center. You know you already know they pulling over and socking Jake in they fucking head. Oh, let me pull over there. Let me beat this nigga ass. You know what I mean? So yeah, Jake, you know you Jakes are experiencing a physical,
Spiritual and physical.
yeah, spiritual and physical ass whooping right now, man. It's only going to intensify.
That's right.
Back in this is Isaiah 10, now verse 7. Howbeit he meaneth not so, neither doth his heart think so, but it is in his heart to destroy and to cut off nations, not a few.
Yes, and it's, read that again, Salaki.
Isaiah 10 and 7. Howbeit he meaneth not so, neither doth his heart think so, but it is in his heart to destroy and
Was
cut
there
off.
something before that verse? Lead into that?
Yeah, verse 6. We had just got it.
Yeah, yeah.
You want to go to verse 6?
If it leads into that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we already got it.
If not, oh, okay,
Yeah,
yeah. Read my
verse
bad,
7.
one more time.
Isaiah 10 and 7. Howbeit he meaneth not so, neither doth his heart think so, but it is in his heart to destroy and cut off nations, not a few.
Yeah, so these Edomites, they don't really understand that they're being used. The Most High put it in their hearts to cut off many nations, to destroy and steal and rob, and that's their MO, as the scriptures say. But read the rest.
This is Isaiah 10 and 15. Shall the axe boast itself against him that heweth therewith? Or shall the saw magnify itself against him that shaketh it?
Yeah, so should an axe just pick itself up and boast it? Wait, read that again.
Come. Isaiah 10 and 15. Shall the axe boast itself against him that heweth it?
Yeah, so
Heweth therewith?
when you use an axe, you need somebody to hew it. You need somebody to pick the axe up and use it. You know what I'm saying? So how would the axe turn around and say and boast in itself when actually it's the guy that's using it that's doing the work? The axe is doing no work. It's a dead instrument. Okay? That's what the Heavenly Father is doing with you so-called white people, because you're considered to be the lowest of all the nations. You're actually the scum at the bottom of the earth, but the Most High is using you right now because you are the scum. He's using you to do the dirty work.
The nigga who ain't got no bounds, no
No morals.
That's the perfect nigga to use to punish somebody. You know what I mean?
And this is why Christianity is so vile, because they don't teach you this. Okay? The Lord ruleth in the kingdom of men. He set up and he bringeth down. Okay? The king's heart is in the hands of the Lord. The heart is the mind. The Most High is using you devils because you're devils. All right? But we're in the time that he don't have no need of you. He's going to exterminate you devils now. Okay, right after he get our people, man.
And you know what? And that used to be something that Esau even knew. Remember back in the day, Esau used to say like, "I am God's instrument." You know what I mean? He used to say little shit like that. Oppenheimer.
Yup.
He was like, "Yeah, I am God's instrument. I am God's wrath," or some shit like that.
Yup.
So back in the day, Esau even knew that he was being used by the Heavenly Father to inflict punishment on Jake, and he knew that because even he knew, like, man, these big ass Negroes, how do I have them in their possession? In my possession, I'm just able to tell them something, and they just jump to it. God gotta be with me
Yup.
for me to conquer these niggas the way I did, and they don't really give up no fight. God gotta be with me.
The Lord was
You know?
with him. Deuteronomy 32. How shall one chase 1,000 unless their rock has sold them? The Most High sold us out to these nations because you sold out the Most High. Look how you niggas are, man. We have no community. We have no families. The women won't get in order. You niggas won't get in order. You listening to Big fucking Shirley.
Jesus Christ.
All you men are feminists now. You will not turn back to the Lord. All you do is run around talking about God, but you are not keeping the ways of the Most High, man. So you got to be exterminated. There's no other way.
You won't give up that Jesus Christ shit.
That Jesus Christ shit, that's Greek mythology, man.
How many times do we gotta break that down and show you? Esau is even showing you at this point that shit ain't real, and Jake won't let it go.
Jesus Christ is a rendition of the true Savior, which is Hamashiach Yahawashi, Yahweh Bashim Yahawashi, man. That's why the so-called white man used Jesus Christ to come over here and enslave you stupid Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. Now you got our people, especially the women, they bow down to this devil. That's why your household all fucked up. Because the devil is a vile, violent homosexual. And that's how you Israelites are now. You're just violent homosexuals, man. The nigga shave his face, put on a suit, and now you trust him?
It's all
You stupid ass niggas. Hey, but the Lord said he's reserved a remnant to himself. So good riddance with you niggas, man.
Back at Isaiah 10 and 15. Shall the axe boast itself against him that heweth therewith? Or shall the saw magnify itself against him that shaketh it? As if the rod should shake itself against him that lifted up, or as if the staff should lift up itself, Salakia, as if it were no wood.
Yeah, so you white people, you have no power. The Most High is using you because you're the villain right now. Isaiah the 32 chapter, man. Because you're a natural born violent faggot thief. The Lord said, you know what, I'm gonna use you. Get Psalms 13 and 17, Baba Shah.
I got it. You talking about Psalm 17 and 13.
17,
That's the spirit.
13,
I got it.
yeah.
This is a Psalm 17 and 13. Arise, O Lord Yahweh, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword.
See, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. Who is the wicked? Malachi the 1st chapter. The Edomites, the so-called white man. And let me bring that down with some edification. You have so-called white people, because nobody's white or black, that actually go back to our people too. So you do got people that look like so-called white people that are actually our people. You got a lot of them actually. Because our seed line was mingled among all these nations. The Israelite man, from the beginning of time, has always popped them heathen women. So even though them, it might look like Asian or Arab or white, you still got our people. That's the mystery of the Gentiles, man. They still are people. But Edomite, like this guy, you could tell by his spirit. I don't mean to point, but that's a real Edomite.
You nigga ain't got no socks on. That's
He got no socks on. He's homosexual. He has no salt. He's probably a pedo and he's violent, really. But he's a homosexual. That's how you know an Edomite, a liar. Always got a smile on. Hey, if an Edomite try to talk to you and he's smiling, man, get the fuck away from that nigga, man.
Because Jacob meet you. Jake don't just be smiling off the jump.
Yeah.
Jake be, trying to fill you out. Only Esau come up to you and nigga touch you on your shoulder. Hi, buddy.
I'll buy you some coffee.
Nigga, all this nigga trying to buy you a car already. You like, what's up with this?
Like, nigga, I just met you. Hey,
You
but
wanna
hey,
come over?
Jake, listen to these devils though.
Yeah.
Hey, a good example is Adam 22.
Yep, perfect.
Here it is. These niggas supposed to be the warriors, but you got one white man right in the middle
Yep.
playing with you niggas in your face, man.
And you notice that's the new scheme of Esau, where he's getting like urban Edomites that could kind of like fit in with
Get
Jake.
tattoos.
Okay, put some tattoos on them niggas, and like Jake Paul, put some tattoos on them niggas, and put some clothes on them, get them a stylist, right, and then put them around Jake, so that way, Jake will listen to him, but then people won't know the difference. They think he's a cool Edomite. but really he's still that same old devil, man. I want to see Adam 22's. I want to see pictures of him when he was like a kid, a teenager, because I know it's some satanic shit. He grew up with, you know, him and his family on a yacht. You know what I mean? He's a straight devil, man.
And see,
you know?
King David knew. That's why King David said that. King David was set up to, like, physically, not spiritually, go to war with these other nations. He was one with the Arabs, the Asian man, the white man, and he tried to exterminate the so-called white man when you go into the account, but the Lord didn't let him because the so-called white man, the Edomites, had a place in prophecy for the latter end.
That was his
King
plan.
David, that was his thing, man. We're gonna
exterminate them.
I'm gonna
niggas.
exterminate.
'Cause
That's why.
he knew how wicked they was.
Exactly.
He was like, nah, they you know, but the Lord had to stop him. Like, nah, don't kill him just
Don't
yet.
kill them all.
You know.
I'm gonna use them in the last day. Cause see, when the Lord returned, it's really to bring down you Edomites. Cause you were the ones that put him on the cross, the Romans. Okay? Hey, it's not gonna be good for you Edomites, man. And we're literally right here at the cusp, man. Once they push that mark, that MOTB, it's over, man. And then the missiles gonna get raining, man.
I got a precept just with this brother read, just about the sword. This is Genesis 27 and 39. It says, and Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above, and by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck.
Yeah, the Lord gave you Edomites the fatness of the earth for a particular season in time, but not forever. But what did he give you? He gave you the blessing of the sword. What's the modern day sword? The gun, the military, the missiles. The Lord gave you that. You ain't so great, nigga. It tell you that in Isaiah 54. Get that real quick. Isaiah 54, the weapons of his indignation. The Most High put that downloaded, the splitting of the atom into you Temanites, the so-called white man's mind. That wasn't your idea. Okay? The Most High did it. That's why the scriptures say that those missiles are the Lord's armory. They belong to the Most High.
Well, if I can say it real quick, well, Oppenheimer said the way he was able to construct the first nuclear missile, he said he had dreams about it.
Yep.
So the Lord was giving him visions on how to create a nuclear missile.
Because they didn't really know what they were doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
This is Isaiah 13 and 5. They come from a far country, from the end of heaven. Even the Lord Yahweh.
Nah, brother,
that's
Isaiah
not it?
54. The
54?
weapons of his
Oh,
indignation.
okay.
You know? Hey, everything starts in the spirit realm. Just like your body can't do nothing without that pure raw energy, which is the spirit. Who's the father of spirits?
This is Isaiah 54:17. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper.
Nah, brother, go up the smith that blow up the coals in the fire. I think it's right before that. That verse right before it. I forget what verse.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yep. Because it took me to slock it. Isaiah 54:16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire.
Read that louder, Bobby Shaw.
Isaiah 54:16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire.
What is a smith? It's a weapon maker. You know, them niggas that deal with that hot iron, like when you put together a gun or a missile, whatever, it's the nigga that's creating it. You know what I'm saying? The Lord said, I created the smith that blow up the coals in the fire. You know, because in the ancient world, in order to shape that metal, whatever it was, you had to sit there in front of that fire, and it took a smith to do that. That was a craft. Go ahead.
And it says, back in Isaiah 54:16, behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy.
Yeah, I've created the waster to destroy those nuclear missiles, which we'd have to get precepts, but that's another topic for another time. You know, the Lord gave you devils the sword. The brother read it. That was your blessing. You got that from us, really. From your father Isaac. That was our people, man. And you know, through pseudoscience, he say that the so-called white man, he came from Europe. It was cold, so he turned white. All of that is that's a weapon against you Israelites, man. That's a fucking lie, man. The Most High cursed this devil, man.
Like Esau is just they're trying to make it seem like, well, Esau, he's really the black man, but he went cold.
It was cold in Europe.
Cold, so his skin charge changed. No, that nigga came out looking like that.
And you Negro, you buy that shit, and that's why you all messed up in the head, man. Thinking that you 3/5 of a man. You know, yeah, we needed the white man to civilize us. Because under pseudoscience, you're a monkey. That's what I was in.
I got a precept real quick. This is Sirach 10:4. It says, the power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, right? And if the power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, that means that the Lord can set up whatever king he wants, right? Just like how the Lord set up Nebuchadnezzar, okay, to do what he did. And then the Lord showed Nebuchadnezzar, look, I can turn you into a beast if I want to, nigga. All right? I can have you out here in the fields eating bugs if I want to. You see? It says, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable. All right? And that goes back to what I read in Genesis the 27th chapter. Okay, Esau, he has the fatness of the earth because the Lord who has the power over the earth, he put Esau in that position and gave him the fatness of the earth. Right? Job 9:24. But eventually, okay, the time we coming into, the Lord is getting ready to give the earth to one that is profitable. Okay, Yahushua first and foremost, then right under Yahushua is King David, then the elect. We are the profitable ones. We the ones that really know how to run the earth, man.
Can somebody get Daniel 4:17? I gotta be out.
Okay, God is spirit. This is Daniel 4:17. This matters by the decree of the watchers.
This matters by the decree of the watchers. Who are the watchers? The prophets. Go ahead. We gotta stab. We break it down as we go.
The demand by the word of the holy ones to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men.
Notice it said that the living may know that the Most High rule in the kingdom of men. You're not living if you don't have the breath that Adam received. So it's saying not everybody know this. Only the living, the body of Hamashiach, the chosen ones, understand this. So hold on, we're doing something. We'll ask you a question in a minute. You know what I'm saying? You know, not everybody gonna know this. You gotta receive the Holy Spirit, like King David said. I didn't understand these things until I came into the sanctuary of the Lord. Continue.
It says, and give it to whomsoever he will, and set it up over it the basis of men.
Give it to whomever he will. What is the kingdom? Okay, you had the Romans that came into fruition. You had the Greeks. You had the Assyrians. You had the Babylonians. You had the Persians at one point. Okay, read that part over again.
It says Daniel 4:17 back at the bottom. It says note that the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will.
He gave it. He gave every nation on this earth a time to rule. That's why you have Daniel's the 2nd chapter. It records the whole history. You know, because our rule is gonna be forever, and it ain't gonna be in the goddamn sky, man. That's why you niggas are dying in the streets, because you think that, okay, YOLO. Okay, the kingdom of heaven is not in the sky. It's gonna be total dominion over these nations on the earth. Psalms 2 and many other chapters.
And it says, and set it up over it the basis of men.
Who is the basis of men? Obadiah the 1st chapter, the Edomites.
That's right.
They're the minority. The Lord set them up. That's a miracle. Why? Because it was prophecy. Daniel's the 2nd chapter. The last kingdom to rule would be who? The Edomites. The beast system. We're in the beast system, man. You know? That's why it talks about his image in Revelation the 13th chapter. Our people are acting just like these devils now, man. And don't even know it. They're a bunch of chocolate-covered Edomites. They all in the group sex, like we said. The women are just dealing with, you know, back in the day, the black woman would beat up another bitch if she was a whore.
Yep.
The black woman didn't used to be known for sucking on shit, man. Now they worse than the white woman.
You can't get a black woman a goddamn, you give her a banana, man, she'll suck that motherfucking.
She'll suck it on Instagram.
Yep, you know.
And now you got the heathen pointing the finger at our people, like, look at your people. You know?
I got to preach. This is 2nd Ezra 11:39. Are not thou it that remainest of the 4 beasts, whom I made to reign in my world, that the end of their times might come through them? And you know, the 4th beast, you know, the Roman Empire. But if you look at America spiritually, is Rome all over again. And it said, whom I made to reign in my world, the Heavenly Father. This is the Lord's movie. Okay, Esau didn't just wake up one day and said, hey, I want to rule the world. It was prophecy that it was going to happen that way. But this devil thinks that, that's a good scripture, that his house should go on forever. They think that they're going to rule forever. You know, this is just a phase of the NWO, and it's going to just keep going on and on and on. It's over. Because the Lord is in control. He's going to set up the one that's profitable like the brothers just got, and then the world is going to be able to be ruled in righteousness. Look at this place. You can tell Satan is ruling. Everything's dying. You got a nice apartment building, but all the vegetation around it is dead. Bums outside of a $3,000 apartment building. There ain't going to be no bums in the kingdom. You know? The elites got enough money to where everybody out here can be straight. You know? This place is backwards, man, and greedy.
Get Revelation 20 and 7. All right, because, you know, when Esau, after the Roman Empire, okay, he went into well, the Lord pretty much turned him into a beast. He turned into a caveman, right? So only the Lord has that power to turn a whole nation into cave people. And who took them out of the caves? All right, the Heavenly Father. The Heavenly Father took them out of the caves. All right, and we're gonna prove that right here. So it shows you that, yeah, the Lord, he can set up who he wants. All right, the Lord can take a goddamn, you know, the Lord could take a slimy ass nigga like Esau, all right, and set him on high and give him his right mind again. You see, go ahead, get that Revelation 20 and 7.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 20 and verse 7. And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison.
Yeah, now get that word loosed, okay? Because to loose something is a physical action, right? So who's the one who's doing that, the action of loosing? It's the Heavenly Father, okay? Satan loosed from his prison, all right, means that somebody had to loose him because somebody put a chain on him. You see? Go ahead.
Loose in the Greek.
Shalom.
The word loosed in the Greek is lio, and the definition to loosen any person or thing tied or fastened, bandaged of the feet or shoes.
Let's see. Which one?
This one here, to loose one.
Yeah.
To loose one bound, unbid, release from bond,
Yeah.
set free.
Yeah, set free. The Heavenly Father set the devil free. Okay? So for what? Now go back to Revelation 20 and go to verse 8. Right? For this purpose right here, it's going to tell you. Go ahead.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 20 and verse 8. And shall go out to deceive the nations.
Yeah, that's what the so-called white man, okay, that's what he was put back on the throne for, to go out and go deceive the nations. All right, to turn the world out. Because when the Lord, when he returned, okay, he has to be faced with some sort of opposition. There has to be you know, basically an appreciation for the salvation that's getting ready to come, right? So that means, hey, Shalom, that means that, you know, the people are gonna have to be in a desperate state. They're gonna have to be at a very low point. And who could bring the planet Earth to a low point? The devil can. Okay, Esau, Edom. All right, just like in the Roman Empire, Esau, he put everybody in oppression under the Roman Empire, okay, and people were fucked up. All right, when you watch a lot of them Roman Empire documentaries and shows, it was the same shit. Bunch of niggas in the streets begging for change.
And paying taxes.
Paying taxes and begging for change. And how did that make sense? You paying taxes, but you begging for change at the same time. Only the devil can establish a world like that. All right, through his laws and his policies, you see? But that's what he was set up for. He was set up to be the super villain. So that way when the Lord come back, the Lord will have somebody to defeat, all right? And the world will appreciate the salvation of the Lord that much more. Because everybody will understand how far wickedness can go. That's all you were set up for, Esau. You were set up to show how far wickedness can go. You ain't no great motherfucker. You ain't you know, this monumental philosopher, okay? You just a nigga that was used to show how deep wickedness can actually, you know what I mean, how much wickedness can actually destroy the earth when it's going unchecked. All right, keep going.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 20 and verse 8. And shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the world, of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number
No,
of
read that again, my bad. I was distracted by this goddamn demon. Go ahead, read it again.
this is the book of Revelation, chapter 20 and verse 8. And shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth.
Yeah, all throughout the earth. You see? Go out and deceive the nations. Okay, that's what Esau was set up for. That's what he came back into power to do. Okay? All of this science, this is deception. Science is deception. Okay, science is basically saying we don't need the Most High. Look, we'll create our own plants. We'll create this. We'll create that. We'll genetically modify a goddamn hamster. All right. We'll you know, if a woman don't want to have a child, then come to this facility and we'll yank it out. It's all good. You're not wrong for doing that either. See, that's deception. You see, and that poison has spread all throughout the earth. Okay, that's what the devil was set up for. Okay, go ahead.
Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the number of the sand of the sea.
Yep, and that's it on that. Let's go to Zeke. You got something? Go ahead.
This is Proverbs 16:4. The Lord hath made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil.
Yep, even the wicked for the day of evil, man. Who is the wicked? Okay, when you go to Malachi, the first chapter, it tells you who the wicked is. Okay, it's Esau Edom. He is the wicked. That's his title. All right? We ain't just saying that he's a wicked person. No, that's literally his title, man. Okay? The nation that's forever wicked. All right? The bad seed. Okay? Like when you go into before the flood, you had the sons of God, the sons of the wicked, the sons of man. Okay, Cain, through his seed line, that was the sons of the wicked. Okay? So that means that Cain and his seed line, they were born to be wicked. Okay, they were the super villains of the earth at that time. That's how you got Tubal Cain. You know what I mean? That, you know, niggas was murderers and all types of shit, man. You know, because they were the wicked. That's what they were set up to do. They can't help themselves. Esau can't help himself, man. He cannot help it. All right, you can't reform this nigga, man. All right, that's why in the kingdom we gonna have to exterminate them, because guess what? After 1,000 years, the nations, they're gonna be beaten to submission by that time. So they gonna already be with the program. But guess who's still gonna be in the shadows, still trying to eat a goddamn niggas trying to chew the head of a goddamn bat. You know what I mean? This nigga still this nigga still got trying to commit adultery. This nigga still got them homosexual tendencies. Guess who's still gonna have that in him? It's gonna be Esau. So it's gonna get to the point to where, you know, when we say, hey, okay, it's time for Esau to be exterminated, guess what? Even the other nations are gonna be like, yeah, thank God.
Thank God.
I'm tired of this nigga, man. This nigga been coming to our goddamn fields, you know what I mean? This nigga been raping the goddamn animals and shit. Even the heathens is gonna be like, yeah, get rid of this nigga, man, please. This nigga's a goddamn cancer to the earth. You see? Because that's who he is. He is the wicked. He cannot help it, man. All right?
Perfect wickedness, though, if you think about it, because
Perfect, man.
everything that's going on right now, we don't feel bad about. You know what I mean? Because he's doing the Lord's will. By coming out, he started off with the northern kingdom, and then he's going to work his way to the southern kingdom. That's the Lord's will. These ain't righteous people. You know? These are not righteous people. Esau, go ahead and get them. And Esau's an idiot. He thinks it's by his own accord. I'm going to wake up and I'm going to get him today. The Lord put that in his head.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, what about, let's talk about the Epstein situation. All Edomites, man. Okay, and we still ain't got no interview. I mean, are the kids, have they been rescued or something?
They ain't even reporting on this
They
shit.
ain't even gonna tell us. You know, what kind of wickedness is that, man? Where this nigga got a whole island where they just freak off with kids, man. Only a nigga in perfect wickedness would think of some shit like that, man. You could do so much more with an island, man. You could do so much more with an island. That island could have been used for manufacturing machines that create, I don't know, gasoline out of thin air or something, to where people don't have to pay money for gasoline anymore. That island could have been used for so much more. But what the devil doing? This nigga created a whole goddamn business, a fucking organization to freak off with children. Only the wicked is gonna do some shit like that, man. okay, and think of something crazy like that. And it's much deeper than what we think too, man. All right, the goddamn CV-19 shot, that little jab that a lot of you fucking pisshead Americans, you went to go take inside of your bloodstream. Do you know what was in that motherfucker, man? It wasn't just no regular medication. They put live organisms in that motherfucker, man. And I would say the names, but they gonna flag this shit. I know the names of what was up in that. Okay, Hydra. All right, Hydra, man. Okay, Hydra V. I'll say that. You know, a goddamn multi-tentacle organism, okay, that latches onto your immune system. That was in the goddamn jab, man. Okay, graphene O. I'm gonna say that, graphene O. Black goo, basically the goddamn venom. Remember that movie Venom? That black goo? That shit,
live parasite.
Yeah, live parasite, man. And all sorts of other shit. That nigga Stanley Plotkin, a demon, but he blew the lid off. But he was saying how they put monkey DNA in that shit. He put, you know, Esau put all sorts of different types of gene altering components inside of that goddamn jab, man.
That's why if you date a woman now, they try to lie about taking it. Because a lot of them say they can't have kids. You meet a man that wants some kids. Of course a man wants some kids, right? But the women lied now because they know they fucked up by taking it, man.
Yeah, if any of you women, you went to go take that goddamn CV-19 shot, you went to go take that jab, okay, you's a goddamn fucking fool, man.
Idiot.
All right? You's a fool. Yeah. A fool. All right? You went to go take that shot, you are a goddamn maniac, man. All right? You trusted in the devil to that point, man. Okay? You know, but back to the point. Yeah, Esau is the only one, okay, that'll think of some shit like that, man. And then frame it as, you need this to survive. You want to go back to work? This is what you're gonna need. It's good for you. Trust the science. This nigga was talking about on the commercials. Trust the goddamn science. Well, ain't this the same science that said that you Negroes are nothing but 3/5 of a man? That same science was that was being used to put the black woman on a goddamn surgical table, put her under anesthesia, all right, and start doing all sorts of damn surgical. Well, they didn't even give her anesthesia actually, but you just put her on a surgical table, all right, and start doing all sorts of surgical procedures on her, man. Mutilate her body. All of that shit was through science. Let's take a fucking the head of a goddamn gorilla and put it on this goddamn dog right here. That's science. And that was the same science that told niggas to get that jab, man. Okay? Only the devil is gonna come up with some maniac shit like that, man.
And he deceived you people perfectly.
Yup.
I gotta pray. This is Job 13:4. But ye are forgers of lies. You are all physicians of no value. You know, a physician is somebody that is a healer. Okay, everything that they tell you is contrary to healing, because if they were being honest with you, they would tell you that the medicines come out of the earth. Why did they kill Dr. Sebi? 1,000 years since, he didn't even do nothing. He told you that you can heal yourself with earth 1,000 years because you messing up Esau's money. The medical industry, that's why they told you to take that jab. It's gonna help you, you're gonna be able to think clearer, you're gonna be able to sleep better. I've been sleeping good, okay, for the last couple years. I don't need a shot. You know, he'll tell you the shot can make you jump higher. All right, when should I take it? If you believe anything, he put on the news.
And where are these niggas who got the jab today? They just dying suddenly. You know what I mean? You just hearing these strange ass reports. Young woman, 23, on her way to the goddamn gym, she just fall out in the mall and just die right there on the spot. Yeah, that bitch took the jab.
Natural causes.
Natural causes. What the fuck are you talking about, man?
She was stressed.
You know what I mean? What are you talking about, man? The bitch just drop. Niggas is just dropping dead out of nowhere. Come on, man. You know what I mean? You gotta see the wool behind. Not the wool. You gotta see the lie behind the curtain, man. Okay, and stop believing Stop believing the political media, man. All right. Let's real quick. Let's get Ezekiel 23. Start at 24. Going a little bit back into that besiegement, man, because this is what our people are faced with right now, man. They faced with the devil coming at them with a full organized blitz. It's a blitz right now. See? Go ahead.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 23, and verse 24. And they shall come against thee with chariots, wagons, and wheels,
Yup.
and with an assembly of people.
Yeah, an assembly. There's that assembly again. That, all right. So Esau, okay, he has a private military, all right, that he has on the payroll, all right. That whenever they get the call, okay, they're gonna snap into a Slim Jim and start coming after you tribes. All right. This is facts. This is on the books. What do you think all of these bills and Rex 84, King Alfred's plan? Get that real quick. Get King Alfred's plan. Let's get what that is, because that tell you right there, the King Alfred's plan. All right, it's a goddamn bill, all right, that the so-called white man has on the books to exterminate you Negroes. That's the King Alfred's plan, man. Okay? And how are they gonna do that? They're gonna come at you with an assembly. They're gonna come at you with an army. All right? Starve you out. Okay? You know what I mean? Hit you with a whole bunch of psychological warfare to where you don't know what the fuck going on. A nigga don't know if he going to World War III or if it's time to lay down and drink a Mai Tai on the beach. A nigga don't know what the fuck going on, man. You know? Got you all confused and shit. You know, World War III is getting ready to happen, but niggas is on the internet on podcasts arguing about what a man and a woman is. Don't even know. I don't know. It could be a man. It could be a woman. You see, that's the psychological warfare got you distracted, man. Okay, from what's really going on. You got that? Go ahead.
This is the King Alfred plan. The King Alfred plan is a fictional CIA-led scheme.
Yeah, it says fictional. All right, but no, that's real, man. Go ahead.
It says supporting an international effort to eliminate people of African descent.
Yeah, African descent. And what year? See what year that was created? Because that you know that was created in the height of Esau's racism. So you gonna sit here and say that this wasn't real when Esau, you know, back in the day? We all know how evil Esau was when he was racist. All right. You know, you couldn't even walk on the same street as him, man. All right. If you were a so-called Negro, if you were a so-called black person, even if you was a Mexican back then, you couldn't walk on the same street as the so-called white man.
You have to bow your head.
Yeah, you got to bow your head, man. All right, go ahead.
The King Alfred plan was created in 1970.
Oh, it was in 1970?
Yeah, it says
Oh, okay.
1970.
Well, I mean, not too long after Jim Crow era. You see, because the Jim Crow era was in the 60s. You see, that was in the 60s, the Jim Crow era. All right. So yeah, the 70s. Okay. That was still the height of Esau's racism, man. Okay? That was still in the height of his racism. All right? So, ain't shit changed. Ain't shit changed, okay? Ain't nothing changed, all right? And you wonder why, okay, if the so-called white man, he love you niggas so much, how come in Donald Trump's, you know, his close advisors, it ain't none of you Negroes? Okay? It ain't none of y'all. It's just a bunch of Edomites that think like him. You see? Because this ain't about you. Well, it is about you, but it ain't about your rights. It ain't about you prospering. It's about destroying you. All right, go back to that.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 23, and verse 24. And they shall come against thee with chariots, wagons, and wheels, and with an assembly of people, which shall set against thee buckler and shield and helmet round about, and I will set judgment.
Meaning that they're gonna have a whole bunch of armory with them. Okay, they're gonna have, you know, because you know we haven't seen the full capability of you know, Esau's armory. All right, that's these ICE agents. They're running up with assault rifles and little pistols, and Jake is scared out of their mind looking at that shit. Wait until you see the shit Esau been working on for the past decades, man. All right, microwave gun. You know what I mean? Drones. You know what I mean? Robots and shit. Wait till you see that shit, man. Wait till you see what Esau really got, man. All right, it's gonna be some shit that you wouldn't even think is real. Like what type of gun is that? You see? But that's how they gonna police you Israelites neighborhoods pretty soon, man. Okay? And you just had I just seen it on the news, man. You had so basically Jake is starting to shoot back at the ICE agents. This is what Esau wants. This is what he wants. Right? Now Jake is shooting back at the ICE agents. Perfect. Right on schedule. Because now they could be justified in, okay, up to ante now. You see when Jake was rioting in LA recently, what they do? Okay, get the National Guard out there fast. Up to ante on you. So they want you Jakes to react, man. They want y'all to get in this rowdy, rah-rah spirit, and they gonna match you. All right? They gonna double you actually. All right? You know? Because Esau, he gonna roll this out in phases. He got more, trust me. This is the sword we talking about, man. You think the ICE, it's gonna stop at the ICE agents? Nah, man, this is the sword, man. This nigga got more. All right? This nigga got a whole lot more, man. Okay? Go ahead.
which shall set against thee buckler and shield and helmet round about, and I will set judgment before them, and I shall judge thee accordingly to their judgments.
Yeah, to their judgments. Okay? This is what you tribes are getting ready to experience. As far as the besiegements, you're going to be subject to the so-called white man's judgments, man. All right? Martial law. Okay? Martial law is basically, if they want to, they could just run up in your house. It's no more warrants, no more. Right? It'll be no more warrants. Okay? It'll be no more talking back. You won't have a fair trial. All right? The martial law soldier, he's going to be the judge, jury, and the executioner right there. You see? And that's what you Jakes is getting ready to be faced with, man. Okay?
A brother just did a lesson on saying that he didn't say it, but you know, our brothers post clips before their lessons. You had it looked like a Jake on there saying we have rights because they was up in Oxnard. They was up in Oxnard the other day. That's not far from here, man. I drive out there for work, saying that that's not right. That we got to fight back. This is how you fight back right here. Did it ever hit you that you fight back spiritually and not carnally? Because we can say, all right, let's gather up 100 guys and let's go up to the White House and let's go fight Esau. We tried that already. Black Panthers. You know, the not fucking around coalition, which was a joke. You know what they're gonna come up with something next too, because they had Jake walking around the hood with guns trying to say that they were trying to protect their communities. That's not the answer. We're gonna get to that physical. It starts off spiritually, but that's the part that Jake is never gonna get. Well, you mean to tell me I read the Bible, I'm gonna survive what's about to happen? Con, what you think we doing? You get right in the spirit first, and the Lord's gonna bless us with that spiritual power. It's coming.
Yeah, look, I put how brutal is martial law in Chat GPT. All right, and it says what martial law might include curfews, and then they just say in Los Angeles that where they just announced the curfew in Los Angeles, right? So you see, they conditioning you people to they're transferring you into a martial law state, a police state, slowly but surely, okay? And by the time you look up, you're gonna need a certain verification to step outside of your house, okay? This is what they're conditioning you to receive, man. It says suspension of civil rights, speech, assembly, press, arrest without warrants. What are them ICE agents doing? They just arresting people without warrants. Where's your warrant? You see the niggas on the goddamn on the video. Hi, sir, can I see a warrant? You see a badge number? Well, they're not police, man. Okay, they don't need to show you niggas shit. They don't need to show you a warrant. Okay, this is the what can I say, the precursor of martial law. All right, they're gonna start acting without impunity pretty soon. It says trials in military courts. It says use of deadly force for violations, executions on the spot. Why do you think Donald Trump is starting to bring back these bills of the gas chamber and the firing squad? Yeah, man. Okay, pretty soon you're gonna be out and you're gonna be seeing Americans lined up against a wall. Imagine like where we at right now, right? And you walking through the city, and it's like 4 niggas blindfolded lined up against a wall, and right behind them is some military soldiers, right? Getting ready to put some bullets in their ass. You see? That's martial law, man. All right,
And
that's what's going to be going on. Go ahead.
And you look at the warrants, because his brother brought up warrants and all that. You look at it, they walk up with like a damn Burger King paper and just grab the niggas.
Yup.
It's not even a real warrant. They got a piece of paper from Save-Ons. They just walk up with it and grab it. They don't even got warrants. People are starting to realize that your rights never matter, ever. Because they say you got the right to remain silent. Jake think he got some power. You know, we got freedom of speech. We're doing what we're supposed to be doing right now.
Yup.
You know? I had something for what you were saying.
Let me read this little part right here, and then you can go ahead. It says, this is it's a little bit more in this Chat GPT. It says, martial law concentrates power in the hands of the military with little accountability. Even if well-intentioned at first, it often opens the door to abuse, corruption, and dictatorship. That's what it says. It often opens the door to abuse, corruption, and dictatorship. You see, so you know, a lot of these troops is just gonna be out here wilding, man. All right, they're gonna be out here wilding. Okay, because it talked about military courts, so that means that they're gonna be the judge, the jury, and the executioner. You see, you'll have no more fair trial. All right, this is what it's leading up to. Okay, now finish that off. You go ahead. And maybe we'll wrap it up because it's getting loud.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 23 and verse 25. And I will set my jealousy against thee, and they shall deal furiously, Salakia, with thee.
Get that word furiously real quick. Furiously, wrath, man. Okay? Revelation 12:12, the devil shall come down unto you with great wrath, knowing that because he had the short time, man. Okay? Like we mentioned earlier, it's going to get to a point to where you tribes are going to know that there's a target on you. Okay? You're going to know that it's not safe to be outside. You're going to have to counsel with your children, counsel with your mother about stepping outside, about going on this side of the city. All of this free willy shit, all of this going here, going there is getting ready to stop. All of this traffic is getting ready to stop because death is going to be introduced to you. Go ahead.
This is the word for furiously in the blue letter, hema, and it means heat, rage, hot, displeasure, indignation, anger, wrath, poison, and bottles.
Yeah, so these troops, okay, they're going to have the wrath of the Lord on them. Okay, that's going to be the Lord's wrath. And they're not going to have no pity. Real quick, get they shall come like madmen, sparing none. Right? Because they're not finna have no pity on you, Jakes, man. All right? That's what you was holding? Okay. Well, yeah, just hold it. We'll get that next. All right, we'll finish off with that. But yeah, man, it ain't gonna be no pity. It ain't gonna be no pity for any of you people. The average American, okay, even you Caucasians, you Asians, all right, because think about it like this. A lot of you heathens, a lot of y'all come from countries that America is getting ready to go to war with. So if you're a Chinese American, guess what? Your bloodline goes back to China. America's going to war with China. So how you feel? How do you think the American military is going to treat somebody like you? Just because you grew up here, well, your family come from China. Goddamn gook. Okay, that's what they're gonna be calling you. Fucking gook. They're gonna get back to calling you goddamn fucking Asians racial derogatory terms again. Okay, because they used to do that back in the World Wars. Call you niggas gooks and slant-eyed niggas. They're gonna get back to that. All right? Because make America great again is ultimately make the Edomite great again. That's really what it is, man. All right? And if you ain't no Edomite, you out of luck. All right?
The brother had posted Mawa, like exactly what this brother just said. Make America white again. So that's he said that's really what MAGA, that's what it's going into. They want the white supremacy to be here again, like Jim Crow.
Yep.
And that was a horrific time. Like I remember I heard this brother say, when you wanted to laugh, you had to put your head in a bucket, walking down the street, sit in the back of the bus. What does Jake do now when he get on the bus? They go to the back. Condition.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 23 and verse 25. And I will set my jealousy against thee, and they shall deal furiously with thee, and they shall take away thy nose and thine ears, and thy remnant shall fall by the sword, and they shall take thy sons and thy daughters, and thy residue, and they thy residue shall be devoured by the fire.
Yep. Burn you niggas' house down. They gonna kidnap your kids. Well, that's what they doing. That's what the ICE agents is doing. They kidnapping you kids, man. Kidnapping your kids. Well, it tells you in Hosea, the 4th chapter, because you rejected knowledge, I'm gonna forget your children. You see, so we ain't making this up, man. This is what the Lord said he gonna do. Go to that last verse under it. You see? And when it says they taking away all these jewels, meaning that they're gonna strip you bare. Okay, they're gonna strip you of everything. All right?
Verse 26, they shall also strip thee out of thine clothes and take away thy fair jewels.
Yeah, they shall, yep, take away everything. They're gonna strip you niggas down, man. Okay, you ain't gonna have shit. By the time the American government gets done with you niggas, you're not gonna have shit, man. All right, and this is what we've been trying to warn y'all of, but Jake don't want to hear it. Okay, Jake want to continue to be, Jake want to have hope in this place. Yeah, go ahead.
This verse 27, thus will I make thy lewdness to cease from thee.
Yeah, the lewdness, because you Jakes are lewd. All right, you're all out of whack. You're sexually perverse to the point of no return. All right, the Lord said, I'm gonna make that cease from me. But how does the Lord got to do it? He got to introduce the sword to you. That's how you niggas is gonna stop. You want the black woman to stop twerking on the goddamn table? Well, you're gonna have to bring the sword to her motherfucking ass, man. Okay, that's it. That's the only way. These niggas is out here trying to debate with the black woman. How do we get the black woman to respect us? You got to introduce death to her, man.
Yeah,
she's at the point to where feminism has got her mind. Okay, years and years and generations of kicking men out the house and we fuck that nigga. All of that narratives and all of that bullshit. A lot of these black women, they're gone, man. Okay. The only way they're gonna stop is you gotta force them to stop now. All right? And that's gonna be the sword. Okay? That's gonna be the sword, that's gonna be sexual abuse. Okay? They're gonna have to be afraid. They're gonna have to be afraid to be promiscuous because they know it could cost them their life. Go ahead.
And thy whoredom brought from the land of Egypt, so that thou shalt not lift up thine eyes unto them, nor remember Egypt anymore.
Yeah, it's gonna be bad, man. All right, it's gonna be real bad for you tribes, man. Okay, real bad for y'all, man. All right, a time like never before. Okay, go ahead. This is the last one right here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go a few verses up because it's meeting.
All right.
This is 2nd Ezra 16 and 68. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you.
Yeah, look at that, the burning wrath. We just read how they're gonna deal with thee furiously, right? So it's telling you how a burning wrath is being kindled of a multitude over you. Okay? The so-called white man, his wrath, all right? The wrath that he has right now for you Latinos, okay? You Latinos got a lot of wrath against you right now, okay? And a multitude is coming to come snatch you niggas out your house. So-called deport you, but we already know they're not deporting you niggas, man. We know that they taking you to concentration camps. And at this point, they probably plucking a lot of you niggas' eyes out, man. Torturing you on fucking surgical tables, man. Okay? And you're off the books. You're already an immigrant, so they get you in the detention center, you're off the books. They can do whatever the fuck they want to you. All right?
They got no record of you.
Yep.
It's game.
It's all game. Whatever. Ain't nobody gonna miss you. And if your family from America try to call and ask what happened to you, oh, well, we sent them home. You know what I mean? Oh, well, they haven't called us. You sure you sent them home? Yeah, we sent them home. But we got more important matters to deal with, so I don't know what to tell you. We already sent them home. And our records show we sent them home already. You know?
Them picking up the phone would be nice. They might not even answer calls. Shit, it is what it is.
It's too backed up. Sorry.
Hey, man.
You know, the migrant crisis is backed us up. Sorry. I don't know what you're talking. Or you might get there and be like, I'm looking for my uncle. Who?
God.
You picked him up last week. We don't know what you're talking about, man.
Yeah.
We don't know what you're talking about, man. We ain't picked nobody up
And
last
you
week.
can't debate them.
You
either.
can't. Who you gonna do? You gonna take them to trial? Take them to court? Nothing you could do. All right?
Be wise and stay the hell away. You go down and you might not even come home. Matter of fact, where your papers at? Since
Yeah.
you came.
Yeah.
That's how demonic he is. I know you look for Jorge, but what about you?
Yeah, what's your name, sir? You know what I mean? Well, that's what they doing to niggas when they go to the immigration court.
Oh, yeah.
Jake is trying to go to the immigration because, you know, Jake is scrambling to that immigration court. Oh, the ICE is here.
Right.
Let me try to get my paperwork right. The goddamn ICE agents is at the immigration court getting them niggas. Waiting right there. Nope, nigga, you didn't file in time. Wait, but it says I got one more day left. Oh well, sorry, sir. You know, you're an immigrant, according to our paperwork, nigga. Go ahead.
And it says, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you being idle with things offered unto idols.
Yep.
2 Ezra 16-69. And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden underfoot.
Yeah, consent. You know what I mean? All of you who side with this devil, okay? The tables is gonna be turned on you, man. All right, because they gonna merge your biology with technology, man. All right. And once you get that inside of your body, I mean, at that point, man, you might as well go ahead and find a goddamn 44 Magnum and blow your fucking brains out, man. All right, because at that point, your body doesn't even belong to you anymore, man. Like I always say, it could be a nigga somewhere 70 miles away that could just, he on a computer, just typing shit inside of you. Nigga on a goddamn computer, okay, it's time to wake up. You know what I mean? Okay, you know what? I think that you should have avocado toast for breakfast today, sir. Nigga, type that inside of your fucking brain, man. Yeah, this devil has mastered that left hand to that point, man. Okay, do not think he has not. This is the devil here, man. All right, go ahead.
2 Ezra 16-70. For there shall be in every place in the cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord.
Yeah, the insurrection. Yeah, because pretty soon, well, this is all really to come after the men of the Lord.
That's what it is.
All right, and that's what we waiting on. Esau is going to full circle this shit and be like, okay, well, we found the root of the problem. It's not actually the immigrants, it's them men on the corner right there. They're the problem right there. All right? So then you're going to have these paid off mercenaries looking for us. They're gonna be trying to hunt us down, knocking on doors. Have you seen this man? He's a known terrorist. He's a violent assailant. You know what I mean? We're looking for him, and that's when it tells you, Isaiah the 59th chapter. All right, the Spirit of the Lord is gonna lift up a standard. Okay, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is gonna be with us, protecting us from you know what I mean? You know, these mercenaries that the government pays off to try to grab us. And some of us might get grabbed. Some of us might face death. You see? But it's going to be a testimony against the devil. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 2 Ezra 16-71. They shall be like madmen sparing none.
Madmen. Madmen. Okay? Look up the definition of a madman. Let's look up what that is. What is a madman? All right? I think it's going to be madmen out here, man.
I got it here.
You got to go ahead.
The definition of a madman is a man who is or acts as if insane.
Yeah, so the violence that Esau is about to come at Jake with is going to be, you know, he gonna be coming at you niggas insane.
And some of the synonyms are daredevil,
Yep.
devil, and mad cat.
Look at that. See? So the devil, he's the madman. Esau Edom, the so-called white man, okay? He gonna come like a madman against you tribes, man. No mercy. You niggas is not about to get no mercy. They finna blow your goddamn mama head off in front of you, man. That's how bad it's gonna be. Line you, your whole family up, bring you all out in the front lawn. You know what I mean? Nigga pull out a gun, put that gun to her head. All y'all gonna be crying, no, please, please. Nigga gonna have a smile on his face and just pull that trigger. Blow your goddamn mama head off right in front of everybody, man. Right? And laugh about it too. It ain't gonna be nothing you niggas can do about it, man. You gonna have to deal with that. Terrible, man. A lot of you niggas is getting ready to experience your wife get raped in front of you. That's madman shit, man. Your wife sexually taken advantage of right in front of your ass. All right? 2 of the troops is gonna have a gun at your head. They're gonna have a gun at your head, and then 3 niggas is gonna be on top of her. And they're gonna force you to watch. This is what's really coming to the planet Earth, man. This is what's coming to you tribes. Okay? This is what's coming to you average Americans. All right? Stripped of everything, man. All right?
The Lord put these scriptures in here for a reason, okay? Because when the Lord said they should call, now when I hear, what this brother just described, what do you think they're going to be doing when that happens? They're going to be calling on the Lord, but they're going to say Jesus, but that's when they're going to get spiritual. That's when they're going to say, well, I studied a few times. I wasn't that bad of a person. I feel like he'll have some type of mercy. The Lord's not, man.
The love of that bullshit gonna pop in their head.
Yeah.
The love of Jesus. All you have to have is the love of Jesus and confess Jesus, and they're gonna fucking they're gonna stab you niggas right through the neck, man.
Mm-hmm.
The love of Jesus is gonna get your ass murdered. Okay? But the love of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is protection and safety.
And salvation.
And salvation is redemption. You see? So the gods that you people are getting ready to call on is going to be the same reason why you're going to get murdered out here during the time of martial law.
That's right.
Okay? That God ain't coming to come save you, man. All right? The heavenly Father, the true God, Yahweh, through his only begotten son, Yahushai. That's the only one that can save, man. All right? Go ahead.
It's back at 2nd Ezra 16 and 71. They should be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord.
Yep, you got fear of the Lord. They're going to come after the men of the Lord, but they also going to come after you people who believe in any type of God, man. All right? You see, any type of God, because this is the New World Order. They're introducing a new God.
New religion.
A new religion. So, by default, they're going to have to cancel out whatever you believe in, man. If you're a Muslim, if you're a Buddhist, okay, you're going to get put to death for that. If you, the love of Jesus, okay, Mormon, you're going to get put to death for that. All right? Anything outside of, all right, Satan, okay, you're going to get put to death for it.
The religion is backwards. What scripture say if you got a suit and a smooth face, you're going to get delivered? Because that seems to be what these people think, man. They get dressed, they wear a nice Stacey Adams suit, they cut their beard off, and they look sharp, and then that's gonna get you delivered into the kingdom. Show us the scripture, okay? I can't wait till the Lord just finally unleashes this, because we get sick of talking to you niggas, man.
So, Lord willing, that was edifying. Go ahead and wrap it up right there and give all praises to
Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem, Rakakadash.
double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. All right, Lord willing, man. Brothers, just stay safe, man, and be vigilant, man. Because this is the time, like the scriptures say, the book of Ephesians, redeeming the time because the days are evil, man. All right, Esau, the so-called white man, is on a rampage. Okay, and he about to blitz. Okay, he about to blitz. So you got to really lock in with Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. All right, because you're gonna need that divine intervention and that protection. So, shalom, shalom,
Shalom.
shalom.